So with the coronavirus, we really can't do treat yourself anymore, but Monica got her delicious peanut butter parfait, and equally, I got another aquarium.
Equally? Wait, my ice cream is comparable to $145.
So we've got two clowns. One of them that has been named Asshole keeps hosting all my Gonopora, and that's what spread the brown jelly. So out of the tank they went. I put them into 40 gallon, and they were getting along with the snowflake, which is rare, but I figured, hey, maybe the snowflake is still not, you know, it's not a female because it doesn't bite. Nope, definitely female. Both of them started fighting on the second day. Not because of territory, but because even though there's two other anemones in the tank, the snowflake wants to go in the anemone that's already been claimed by Asshole. So we're gonna move both those two clowns. We're gonna into that tank right there, and the snowflake is gonna stay in the 40 gallon. So that's what's happening, because we don't want to rehome them, and I mean right now nobody's wanted to take fish in, and we don't want to send them to somebody else because I don't trust most people.
We can't kill.
We're not gonna kill. Someone's like, oh, just flush them down the toilet. No, F all that.
No way.
So the killifish are now in my office. The jellyfish are there, and the fluval, I was gonna get the 9 gallon, didn't have it available, so wifey agreed on the 15 gallon, and we're gonna put it right there. So we'll see how that turns out. Now the Fluval Flex comes with a built-in cat toy. You can see it's already attracting the kitties. Munchy, munchy, munchy. That's Detective Munch. So we're gonna go ahead and set up the included cat box. What are you doing, weird human centipede? The Fluval is pretty cool. It comes with a mat, so we're gonna lay that down here in the center. Let's look in here. So you've got a little bag of carbon, you've got your the cylinders, and you've got a sponge. Now I have bacteria ready to go. I've actually got a few sponges there full of bacteria, as well as some of these. So we're not going to use all of these. We're going to take half of the ones I already have, and then these, the carbon is good. We're going to shove another sponge down in there, and that should work. This should be the pump right here. And we'll also need a power head, which I already have that as well. We've got a remote, yippee skippy. We got the charger. We got a little dual output head, and we have a Fluval pump. This was much easier than it should have been. So the pump goes there, and this was pretty much stretched all the way out. Like once it sat in there, you have to stretch this out to get it in there. And I'm pretty sure that's by design, so that way there's never a kink there. This is where the heater's gonna go, so that's fairly nice there. And the media is gonna go here. So this is basically the sump. Overflows from the top and the bottom. Okay, so it goes in through here, and it's pretty fine, so I don't see any issues with the anemones or anything getting caught in there. It's gonna go through there, and it's got this little divider right here, which then goes through this section here. Notice the section is only at the top, not the bottom half. So then all the water is theoretically gonna come in. Let's take a look how far this goes in. Okay, so all the water is gonna go through the carbon. It's gonna be forced to go through there because it doesn't look like there's a lot of room. So it's not like, you know, most filters where they just go in and then it goes out to the other side and the water bypasses it. This one works like a sump with zero breathing room. So the water's gonna go through here. It's gonna be forced to go through the carbon. Then this is gonna trickle down to the pellets. And then it's gonna go down through the bottom here. And there's only this tiny little gap. So not a lot of fast water movement there, which is fine. And then it's gonna go up through here. So I don't know if we put too fast of a pump, if that's going to flood it out, because I don't know how fast the water will move through here. So I guess we'll see. So we're gonna take some of these out. We're gonna use some of the ones I already have. And we're gonna slap a sponge that I already have in here. So where are the sponges, you may ask? Well, let me show you my sump. Bam! We've got a couple there, one here, there's another one there, and I have them specifically for this kind of purpose. And of course, by slapping some stability in there, that should help out quite a bit. But with only 2 clowns, I don't really see an issue right now with cycling problems. The carbon comes in these little pre-made bags. They are not refillable, but I do have refillable bags on the way. And they fold in half, and they go in there pretty easily. Let's take a look at this for a second and see what we've got. It's gonna be the same thing for this guy over here. We are gonna open a hole in these real quick, and then we're gonna zip tie it shut and replace them with the ones from the other sump where the clownfish currently are at. You may remember in my video when I built a 40-gallon tank that he gave me a crap load of rocks. Well, here they are. And yeah, they're dry rocks, yet that's going to cause a bacteria issue for sure. Yeah, no, I didn't think about it till just now. Cycling is important. And this is going to create a mini cycle of sort, because this is a lot of freaking surface area. Could I remove a rock from one of the tanks and move it over? Yes, but I don't want to now cause 2 mini cycles in 2 tanks. Ideally, I think we should be okay. The only reason I say that is because, again, it's a bio load of 2 clowns and a NEM, and that's it. And daily testing and water changes, we should be good. This basically is what should be the water line. At least I'm going to use it as the water line. This is an emergency overflow. Before we put this in, let's go ahead and grab the bacteria-filled block. So we'll grab, this guy right here looks pretty good. We're not going to shove it in the middle part. We're actually going to put it right here. If you remember, I mentioned there's like a little thing right there. So I'm gonna actually push this all the way down, and it's caught in between. All right, and now it's gonna force the water to go through that and then through here. Eventually I'll wind up adding another sock and add some more biomedia in there. So we'll have the biomedia here and the biomedia here as well. Or I may even look into one of the small skimmers. Maybe it's time for one of the e-shops. Is the used media. You can see some of the green on it. And I really don't think that's enough. And I get the sponge will pick up more, and luckily that live sand will help with the bacteria, so it'll be a nice boost. But let's push that in. And I do think it is kind of clever how they have it where this can be pulled in and out, so that's nice. But there's that part there. So you can change the colors here, as you can see there. Let's turn this off for just a minute. There we go, let's try that again. So you can change the colors. The colors themselves are not very strong. The white, on the other hand, is, and you can control the white separately from the color cycle. Let's go ahead and cut that white off for a second. You can also add thunder effects, God knows what reason why. There is a moonlight effect. This is temporary. The goal will be to swap that out for either another prime or possibly a Kessel. The acclimation box has been put in, and it's been put in a weird position, hopefully forcing the anemone to get out of there soon enough.
Safely.
These LEDs are not going to work if we're going to have coral and of course the anemone in there. Off to Coral Bargain Warehouse we went for the AI Prime 16, but I want to keep that lid on there. There's enough oxygen exchange, so I'm not worried about it. So we got this guy here. We're going to take this off completely. Clever design, Fluval. Very clever. So there is the IR receiver. There's the LED. We can use this for something else, I'm sure. So now it's really about figuring out the best place for this. So let's disconnect here. The idea is that we're gonna wanna kind of put this pretty much dead center. I'm gonna use the tabs that I actually pulled out from the lights, and I'll probably just gonna glue that over like that. And that'll keep that from pretty much moving left to right. So now everything's pretty much done. I used the original plastic pieces. I just gotta clean this all up now. But I used the plastic pieces that held the LED strip for here, and then these are for LED tape for car or home installation or club installation. That's what I do. I run a production company, so I got LED tape out the yin yang. This is not the Dremel though, that's just glue, so I gotta clean that up because I use the JMB Super Weld, and once that stays on plastic, it doesn't come off, so I just gotta really scrub that out. Is it perfect? No, it literally comes right out. But that's kind of the point, because now I can lift this up, put it down, and in reality, if it's an issue, I can just take a couple more pieces, I'll super glue them on there. Not this part though, because you can see the cable goes in nicely there. So I'll probably just leave that as is, but even if it gets yanked, it's fine. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like. You can see the one beam right there. It's kind of like really strong and then it widens out. There's no way to get around that. I mean, that's how all light works. It's just more obvious in a saltwater tank. Try with a laser pointer to see what I'm talking about. But it's nothing bad. Let's go ahead and bring the blue up a bit here. It is a lot more obvious in the video than it is in person, but in person it looks really nice actually. So that area there is a little dark and that area is a little dark, but that's gonna allow me now to kind of hide the power head so it's not as obvious. So now it's time to move that power head where it's gonna make a little bit more sense. But I'm really happy with it. It almost looks like, which is kind of what I wanted to achieve, of a single beam of sunlight just coming in this area with some darker spots, which is ideally actually what I wanted. So this is perfect, and I get to keep my lid on. So now it's time to sync it with the big tank, which AI makes it super easy. I can just export the program, but we're gonna make it a lot dimmer because it's gonna be a lot closer. Whereas my 32s are maybe 24 inches from the tank where the water hits. This is not even 4 inches. You know, in reality, what I need is I need to rent a par meter. And thank goodness for Reef Visions. That's our local fish club. They have a par meter that members can use. So it's another good reason to join your local reef club. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. As soon as I render the video, my anemone gets caught in the overflow. So I'm waiting for him to get out. You know, the nice thing with the Fluval is that those things are detachable, as you can see there. So I'm waiting for him to get out. Doesn't look like anything's torn. And I gotta figure out how I'm gonna modify this so it doesn't happen again. He got out, so looking good. Now, here's how we're gonna protect that. These filter media bags will be perfect. No, it's like he doesn't learn sometimes. But hey, we're about to see him float around, so let's see how that goes.
So now we can actually use it.
I'm really happy with how the project turned out. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, please leave them down below. Have a great evening, and God bless.